What's going on, everybody? I'm Spencer Tillis.
And I'm Haley Milon.
I'm Trayvon Miles.
And this is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up in just a bit in today's episode, football is back in full swing with Joe Flacco still dealing a little bit with that knee. So how are the backups looking for Baltimore? We'll discuss.
And in the college football world, things are getting started finally. Wesley looks to have a strong campaign after graduating Gagliardi Trophy winner Joe Callahan.
That's right. And you know that saying, when you're on your back, the only place you can go is up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Delaware State Hornets will be looking to test that theory out in 2016.
All right, well, last November, Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco tore his ACL against the St. Louis Rams, and that ended his streak of 137 consecutive starts played, and with that, his 2016-2017 campaign came to an end. It spelled disaster for a hopeful Baltimore squad that had to start 4 different quarterbacks in the same season for the first time in team history. The biggest focus during the offseason has been Joe Cool's recovery. The Ravens hope they're in the clear now, and Baltimore is breathing a sigh of relief as they watch the QB in preseason action.
You got to give a lot of credit to Joe because he's, it appears, ready to go. So you got to give him an awful lot of credit. He spent all off season for the most part right here, so there's a lot that goes into coming back. What is he, 7 months, 7.5 months off of an ACL?
Yeah, that's really an impressive offseason recovery for Flacco. From his movements, it appears that the injury isn't really affecting him mentally or physically. As long as he can stay in the pocket, stay poised like the Joe Cool we're used to, I think the Ravens are all good, but you got to have options, right?
The options they do have right now. We saw that camp. Joe Cool is looking like Joe Cool of the past, but as you said, the Ravens definitely need to have some options, and they do. The Ravens have a couple, if anything. If Joe Flacco were to go down, they have 4 arms in camp right now, 3 not including Flacco. These guys include former Texans quarterback Ryan Mallett and Josh Johnson, who is now on not his first, second, third, or fourth, his 9th NFL team.
Hey.
So not a bunch
me.
of world beaters behind Flacco, but certainly Mallett, especially someone with a lot of potential. And he started the final 2 games of the season last year. He did enough right for Baltimore to keep him around. So he's had starting experience in Houston. I think they are really gaming up this guy so that if any setbacks with Joe, Ryan can definitely step in there and do his thing.
Joe, big guy, smart guy, big arm, really good decision maker, really accurate. He's had a terrific camp. Ryan Mallett, big guy, big arm, really sharp. He's had an outstanding camp. Josh Johnson has had an excellent camp. You can tell he's played in league games before. And then Gerard Johnson, has not played in any league games. The challenge there is getting enough reps for all 4 quarterbacks.
I bet it is a challenge getting 4 quarterbacks reps. We know they're camp arms right now.
They need their own
So they need some guys in camp right now. First of all, how about longtime Eagles offensive coordinator Marty Mornhinweg, first year with the Ravens, 20 years, and finally back coaching quarterbacks, and he's got an interesting group, I would say. Ryan Mallett, the first guy I'm going to talk about, 3rd-round pick overall by New England a couple years ago. Mallett and Flacco, if you think about it, are similar built guys, both kind of tall, lanky guys with both with strong arms. We know how valuable, I especially being a Cowboys fan, know how valuable the quarterback position can be, especially as far as a backup.
Yeah, you guys going to go get Manziel, by the way? How's that looking right now?
Let's put that on hold, man.
One team that needs a backup, speaking of which.
Put that on hold.
Something that's definitely going to help out whoever that is, because being that they're pocket passers, you have to have some guys up front. And the Ravens, well, they're definitely looking to add a little bit to that offensive line, especially after that first-round pickup of Ronnie Stanley. Now, Baltimore, they knew going into this season they needed to address the O-line after that guy like Eugene Monroe let go last year. Now, they still have the anchor in Marshall Yanda, and any line that starts with that guy is going to be pretty set for a little bit, but the rushing game was almost completely gone last year, and if the Ravens are going to go back to having their comeback season, they'll definitely need to get that going, that along with trying to keep their franchise quarterback healthy this year.
It's in the back of their minds about his knee, but we still try our hardest no matter what to keep him upright and keep the guys as far away as we can from him. So, win or loss, we got to put that season behind us, and obviously it's good to put that one to rest. We want to get started this year on a good foot, and I feel like everybody's working hard to do that.
Beard game.
Yeah, definitely. Beard game's stronger there. But you
He's
guys
ready for
touched on it
November.
as, we start talking about the two quarterbacks. Both of them are pocket passers.
Yeah.
They want to be able to stand there, so you got to be able to create a little bit of pocket for him, which actually helps out, I think, Flacco a little bit as we talk about him coming back from his knee surgery. He's not a guy that wants to get on the outside and, run.
No.
So as long as he can stand upright,
Yes.
you're solid. And I think, honestly, their line struggled last year. It did, especially after Flacco went down. I think a lot of that had to do with they didn't really have that solid backup, the guy that could really kind of push the ball down the field. And D linemen, as soon as they know you're going to be rushing, they have a field day, and that's what happened. They got eaten up a little bit.
They had two different guys. They tried out 6 different combinations on the O-line. They had 2 guys go on injured reserves, but you got to note that they actually only allowed 24 sacks. That was the third least in the league.
And they had Matt Schaub. So that should tell you a little bit about how the end of their season went. All right, well, round one. All right, that is it for round one, guys. When we're coming back, we're going full-fledged on NCAA football. We're kicking it off with one of the most prolific programs on the East Coast. We're swinging things to Dover when we come back.
It's head coach Brendan Ireton, Kent County Trojans. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.